Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Eureka John. This is Eureka Street Crypto, and I'm broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. And it is 2:20 in the afternoon, and it's October 23rd, 2021. Normally, I do my morning show, but today is a special occasion, and I'm doing a double header today. And I did my morning show this morning as per usual, but today is a special day because look who I have around me, these amazing people right here, the Sk8verse team. And it's two of my favorite subjects, skateboarding and crypto. Both I can be really annoying about. Will just make sure that both of those somehow get injected into a conversation and I can be that guy about it. Yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit of skateboarding, a little bit of the metaverse, some NFTs, some crypto, and I can't think of a better time, honestly. This project brings together skateboarding and crypto and the metaverse. And if you aren't familiar with what the metaverse is, well, Facebook decided it wants to be a metaverse company, and I'll let everybody else kind of explain what that means. And I'm sure you've probably heard the buzz about NFTs as well. This whole idea that, well, you don't actually own the object, but you own a representation of that object embedded in code, and it's in your wallet on your browser, and it can kind of completely glaze over people's faces when you're trying to explain that to them. However, NFTs do have value, they do have a culture, and they're actually pretty amazing. And I'll let these guys kind of explain it.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So the project is initially started between me and Ollie here, and Ollie and I have been working together pretty tightly for almost the past 2 years. Beginning of COVID, like COVID hit, we were already friends, but we live across the globe. So COVID hit, and we were like, okay, what are we doing? Like, let's go, let's build, let's make some weird shit. So we've just been kind of iterating on and on over the past couple of years. And obviously Web3 started happening. I'm a web developer back from the .com era. So it was the only place to be. And Ollie's an incredible 3D renderer. So we've just been iterating in that space between the two of like what's the fun creative using 3D and interactive audio, and now bring that into Web3. So Sk8verse is our first project.
Hi, so yeah, I'm Ollie. An architect by nature and by training, which I kind of ditched a couple of good years ago, but as a spatial designer of sorts, tinkering with Web3 for a couple of years now, kind of obsessively trying to bring to life space. I mean, obviously we fall into the metaverse kind of gang of kind of talking about it, hyping that up, building that up. And I think the most fun part with Sk8verse is that there's a transportation system for the metaverse. So that's kind of the angle we came at it. And for now, we just have fun while building it all up. I have to share with you some nice tests we were doing earlier with throwing banana and simulating them falling over skateboards. So something happens every day though. So yeah, we have a lot of those.
Yeah, that sounds sick, Ollie. My name's Alex, skater, helping with community at Sk8verse. I met Beamer through the Friends with Benefits DAO. And yeah, just like as soon as like I saw Beamer kind of like talking about it in one of the NFT threads in FWB, I was like, oh, this is sick. This is like my two favorite things. So yeah, I actually I skated as a kid, and then I remember like kind of off and on, and then like 26, I was skating at this bowl in Allen, and it was like 110 degrees, and like I like fell and hit my head. And I like quit for like almost like 10 years. I was just like so mad. It like wasn't even like a good fall or anything. But maybe like 2.5 years ago, I picked it up again because I was living like upstate New York. There's just like nothing to do except skate this parking garage. So I just like had a couple of days, and we just skated these curbs in this parking garage like through like a New England winter, and just got really back into skating. So yeah, I'm just like really stoked on the project, and just I think we're like the vision is really large. So yeah, of like what we want to build, and yeah, we can kind of like talk about that today.
Well, okay. One of the main things that attracted me to this project is it reminded me of the old days in middle school, whenever we would make fingerboards out of cardboard and pencil erasers, and then out of shoe boxes we would cut and make little half pipes and stuff like that. And we did that as kids because we were letting our imaginations go wild with it, and that's all we did. We skated all day, all little hood rats just running around making little launch ramps and bring them to wall ride. And then in school, we would cut up shoe boxes and stuff like that and make our little skate parks. And in a way, today's kids and us as grown adults even are now going into the digital space, and NFTs have come about. The metaverse is being built. What is the next progression on that? I mean, it's literally to take those shoebox half pipes and put them in the digital space. And to me, that's kind of what you guys are doing.
That we're almost there. Like so initially when we started the project, we started with the parks first. So we built the parks. They're all 3D rendered, and we built them as these. It's on our site, which we can show. But they're like hexagons, like Settlers of Catan, and they're just various park pieces that you can collect, and then everybody can kind of clip them together into one giant kind of fingerboard park. So we were actually getting ready to launch that, but like the overwhelming feedback is like we want a board before we want a skate park. So it's like, okay, let's do boards first. let's start building out the parks like at a much bigger scale than what we initially were planning.
Yeah. So you guys are thinking about it in a way like a DAO type of way of the skateboard communities all contributing and creating their own big public skate park in a way.
That's the goal for sure. That the goal, how it's structured and what those milestones are, I think it's like more of a community decision. So as we're taking these kind of steps, the goal is to kind of turn this over to the community and like a public works skate park.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to take into consideration. If you think about stuff in the world these days as having a digital twin, or the kind of digital environment, being that Web3 or not. But the idea of creating a digital twin of the skate culture, obviously with its limitations, but also benefits in other areas, that's what kind of triggered us to go that way. It's an amazing subculture and culture, right? It's like, how do you bring all that stuff in this world? So it's not, for us, the NFT area wasn't so much about the random art, basically, space, but it's focusing on digital assets and how you can take those and kind of grow them up and expand them. So as Beamer mentioned, we do start with the boards because you need them access into, you need the hammer before you can hammer the nail, right?
Yeah.
But then it's fun what you can do with that hammer and nail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like it just makes me think about like how skateboarding started, and now how skateboarding, like Web3 and like NFTs are kind of in their infancy. Like skateboarding was in its infancy in like their like early 70s, of like people literally just like nailing boards, like wooden boards, to like roller skate trucks.
Yeah.
And like having like the clay wheels and stuff. It's like we're like there's like an analog there, and I feel like with skate and NFT stuff, like skateboarding and NFTs, it seems like it's a really natural thing. But I also think it's going to be kind of emergent, where, as starting to see like Fuck Render is like wants to do like some sort of skate park project. Nounsdow wants to like, there's like a project in Nounsdow where they want to build an NFT skate park as like a proof of concept for a real skate park.
Huh.
And like the funding from NFT skate park could actually build a real skate park. So but I think there's just going to be like a lot of experiments in that space, and people are going to just build stuff. And then and then culture is going to kind of emerge out of that. And the culture is going to be something different. Like, I mean, I want all my skate friends to be into NFTs, but like, they're not all going to be into NFTs, at least maybe not for the next 3 years until it becomes more mainstream.
Mhm.
But I really think it's, in the short term, it's about, for us, it's about like, to me, it's like about building our community. And what I've seen is like, once you have the community, like whatever NFTs you drop are just kind of like a way for the community to like just own a part of, or to be invested in the community with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, but you also have to build cool stuff, you know? So it's kind of like this like feedback loop of like, build cool stuff, attract cool people, start conversations, and just kind of like,
well, and build a bigger community, right? Like, you know,
Mhm.
skate parks are such like a community driver. But how do you kind of reach out to, you know, maybe you're in a town that's more isolated from the skaters you want to hang around, right? And that's what we're seeing in FWB, which is like, you know, it's like how me and Alex met, and how a bunch of people met. I'm going to see an FWB guy right after this, but it's just like a shared kind of mindset that breaks borders. And so where is that,
That's a good-
where is that meeting point in with skaters in the metaverse? Like, they need a flag to all meet around.
I think that's a good point regarding the community, especially, I mean, in our Discord channel, right, we have a public voice channel, which is called Skatepark, and that's for a reason. I mean, we often hang there, and everybody's welcome to dip in. Often, you know, we're working on stuff and just share screening and or talking about decisions on how we develop the entire project. And, you know, rarely happens that somebody drops in, but it's something which we totally encourage everybody to drop in. It's kind of a hanging place, what Dimmer mentioned. That's what's fun about the skate parks, right? You're there with your buddies, figuring out tricks, picking them up from the floor and kind of going again.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
skate
great point,
parks
Ollie.
are always
man,
organic. You know, you always meet somebody
Yeah.
new there. Everybody hypes each other up all the time. And yeah, you said you meet under some kind of banner or some kind of graphics. A lot of people follow crypto projects, like skaters follow certain board brands. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I grew up
they're hand in hand, like, already.
Yeah, exactly. You know, for instance, I have this skateboard right here too, Pete's Pigs, and you can't really see it because the green screen.
yeah.
But this guy numbers all his boards. This is I think it's
He does in my hand, right?
yeah, this is number 816, and he sells his boards on Instagram. And I've been trying to get one of these boards for like a year.
Cool.
And the second he posts his boards,
Really?
yeah, the second he posts his boards, they immediately sell, and he hand makes every board and hand paints them. And the thing is, I don't even want to skate it, you know, because it's valuable. And if I had an NFT of that board, that might be a different story. You know, it wouldn't be the wall hanger. So I think of this whole idea of skateboarding and what you, Alex, I think you mentioned earlier before we got on, skateboarders kind of exist in two worlds, you know, and a lot of them don't really understand this NFT space. We're so progressive, but we're not at the same time. And yeah, I can't get this guy to wrap his head around NFTs and make his boards in NFTs because I know that they would immediately do very well.
Give us a crack at it, because we can, maybe if we render some out in 3D, you'll get excited.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, dude. Yeah. I've been following Pete's Pigs too, man. And yeah, I guess to add to that, like, skateboarding is so funny because it's so like material. Like, if you can't land the trick, you can't land the trick. You know, if you slam, you slam. You know, you have the like scrapes and scars and bruises. And, you know, I think skateboarding is, there's so much like show and prove, you know, and people have such strong opinions I totally get, like, I was talking to my buddy who's like in the synth world, like works for a synth company, and he's just like, yeah, I just don't get why, like, why would I pay for a JPEG? You know, like, why is that valuable? And I'm like, well, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. You know, you're buying this piece of software that you don't know if you're going to get airdrops something. You don't know, you know, if it's interoperable with this other universe. You're kind of like investing in a project more than anything.
And the community around it. It's like this
Totally.
camaraderie, right? Of like, it's like Manny, like we're like big Manny heads, and like we just want to talk to anybody that likes Manny.
Yeah. Yeah. Like once I feel like once you get into NFTs, you can just kind of, you develop almost like a taste, and you can kind of see these markers of like, oh, this person is like, I really like how they're communicating with their audience, or like their design choices, or their vision for the project. And like, yeah, it's like the crossover between communities, and just
But
making this, yeah.
what you're mentioning about people buying into JPEGs, right? I mean, it's great that you brought up Pete's Pigs, right? It's a beautiful artifact, and I think beyond the utility and the fun that, you know, skating gives you from it, it's you stand up for something with it. You support Pete. You kind of build up. You're part of that community, and that's, I think, it's super important. I hear this very often, the you know, JPEG analogy, like why would I pay for JPEG? But if it is to rewind back in time, a $1 bill is a piece of paper in the end. So, you know, assigning value to a JPEG is not the JPEG, is the role that the JPEG has. And I mean, you know,
Yeah, just like a stock in a company or whatever.
or exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look, like Beamer mentioned Manny, which I think is great, right? All the Mannies are WebGL, so it's not a JPEG at all. It's a lively, actually, generative 3D model, right? So there's a lot to build around that. And figuring out the interoperability of these digital assets, I think it's a big research, so to say, and it's a fun one as well. Yeah.
I think what's interesting too, like just to add to that, is like skateboarders are used to like stuff being free, right? Like you can go to a street spot and it's like free, you know, like you have to pay for your setup, but like you can find, you know, like, I don't know, like clothes from Goodwill. Like skaters kind of are really resourceful. And then also people are really used to software being free in Web 2.0. Like all the software is free, but like all your data, you know, is being sold and brokered to like marketers and all this stuff. So I think that's the other thing that, like, for NFTs and specifically like skateboarding NFTs to like break into the mainstream is like there's maybe some education or shaping of like perception or something like, you know, along those lines, to be like, you know, to communicate like the real value of NFTs and NFT communities, and just like being online and hanging out with each other. You know, like I like going to the skate park, and sometimes I don't even skate really. Like I'll just like I'll like dork around, you know, and just get warm up a little bit, but I'm not like trying to get new tricks even. I just like want to see my friends, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like an immersion or something.
Yeah, just like having a place that, you know, is like, I mean, Cheers, I think is, I don't know, like it's an old sitcom, but like just having a place like that you can go and you know you're gonna run into people who, even if you don't know them, you can like assume they're cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a core thing here, like about like skateboarding and NFT communities. Definitely something we're trying to figure out too.
It's funny, I did a search for skateboard and NFT, and the only thing that I found was that Kevin Spanky Long article that you sent me about him. He's pretty much one of the only ones breaking into the NFT space. And then some other article about Tony Hawk making an NFT of his Ollie 540 that he recently did, that he hadn't done in like 30 something years. And but that's really the only two cases I could find. So we are really ahead of the game, and you guys are absolutely way ahead of the game on this with Sk8verse.xyz. So you guys are creating these boards that you can mint, and I'm gonna get a little technical here. So they're ERC 721s, but they have attributes, and those would be ERC 998, right? And then so it's kind of like, if you're familiar. So I'm gonna assume now for the moment that most people watching this know about crypto and Avogachis and stuff like that, of NFTs with attributes on it. So your skateboards would be an NFT, and they would each have different attributes adding to rarity.
Correct. So off the bat, we're launching our initial set of founders boards. So it's Sk8verse with an 8, so everything's got 8. So we've got 8,888 boards.
Huh.
There's 8 hidden gold ones. There's 88 hidden silver ones. And there's 888 hidden bronze ones. The rest is you don't know what you're going to get. From there, after the founders boards, moving forward, when we're planning out artist series decks and a whole smattering of stuff. We'll likely start isolating the decks and the trucks and the wheels and the bearings separately. So when the game element comes in, this is something that's more swappable and less baked into the asset you own. So these founder boards are complete decks. So the gold one has the ultra rare gold bearings, gold trucks, gold everything.
Trying to present the website here. I'm not sure. There it is. Okay.
I see it here.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to show right here, and I'm going to scroll down. So there we go.
So that's that 3D. That's the 3D skate park that we built initially.
Yeah, all this in the background. I like the
Yeah,
Jersey barriers.
Yep, that's the original park.
Cool. So right now you have 4 different types of boards in a way, I guess according to rarity.
Yes, and now of the lowest rarity of the 8,000, there are 10 boards within that category, and those are randomized.
Nice.
So there's a total of 13 boards. So our next phase we'll be rolling out after this is the skate shop, and the skate shop will be for this of doing artist series collabs and releases. So we've been kicking around a lot of different ideas around this, but imagine a skate shop that's there's 8 boards every 8 days or something, and they run on auctions or whatever, and it's like a Manny takeover, an FWB takeover, or a Cryptodes takeover. And their communities kind of get to design boards to spread the love.
Oh my gosh, I can
spread the board.
That's awesome. So each community will get
It's coming soon. It's coming really soon.
Oh man.
We'll be launching contracts basically for individuals. It's exact. So we should be, there's a little bit of a nouns DAO-ness in it, as far as it's kind of a treadmill of boards, but we want to look outside. We're launching traditional boards to start, but we're looking outside into the world of what a skateboard could be, right?
Yeah.
Regarding shapes, we don't have to stick to standardize. This is the metaverse, right? So we should have some fun with it.
Oh yeah.
So we can have hoverboards. We can have crazy shapes. We can have boards with acne, whatever we want.
Yeah, you could go crazy with the shapes, make a Silver Surfer type of board, like a star shape, a shark shape, like an axe guitar. You could go nuts.
Yeah, this Pete's Pigs guide, it's right. That's what I mean. He's so up our alley. If he wants to do a Pete's Pig 8 days a week takeover, bring it on. Bring 8 of those boards. We'll remodel them in 3D.
Yeah. And I can already think off the top of my head so many people who make boards that I know would just eat this up if they could just understand what the hell I'm talking about. So
yeah, totally. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You guys remember the part in Yeah Right with the green screen boards?
No.
Yeah,
No.
right. It's like the skate video, one of the skate videos that Spike
Oh,
Jones
yeah,
did,
right,
and they
yeah.
did like a whole sequence. Yeah, where like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
board
yeah, yeah. I
green
remember this
screen, yeah,
part.
or like the skaters were green screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering like what we could do with like that kind of approach too, of just like almost
Totally.
like almost like a metaverse board that's just like, I don't know, like some weird portal into like another, I don't know, whatever. Yeah.
You
There's
step on
really-
it and
we can make it
you step
so,
on it
yeah.
and there's a trap door actually, yeah.
But I love the
Big
idea
flip
of
into
skate
another
shops.
dimension with-
Yeah, there you go.
Like the skate shop
Yeah.
could be a kind of
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
an
when you do-
automated market maker, you know. People could put their products
Yeah,
on there,
exactly,
and, you know, like an
exactly.
open seas, but for skate stuff specifically.
And all this stuff is to go to fund, you know, the bigger game where we can actually hang out and, you know, have proximity chat and, you know, do kickflips together. So another thing we're rolling out shortly after we've already built half of it is Ollie has made they're NFTs, but they're not visual assets. They're animation instructions. So it can be like a kickflip NFT that you can own and you can apply to your board to like cause it to kickflip. But then we can get into like you know, say like Pro Series collection, right? Where we do motion tracking on individual people's kickflips and their specific, you know, 360 flip, their, you know, branded one that's theirs that they own. And then now I can have this kind of collection of those, and those will be the tricks that I'll be able to do. And then from there, it's like we bring into competitions, right? Like a Zed Run kind of element of, you know, everybody Friday nights is competition night, $5 entrance fee, winner takes all.
Yeah. Somebody could buy a Nada spin. Somebody else could buy a Texas plant. Somebody could show off at the contest the fact that they own the Texas plant. I want to.
We're moving quick. Like if we can start selling this stuff, you'll see this skate shop in a matter of weeks.
Wow.
Like we're here to move fast. We're here to move as fast as we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're gonna put
we have like a 5-person team right now, and we'd love to scale that up to like 8.
Yeah.
And we can make some serious move some serious ground.
Yeah. So you're looking for Unity designers, web developers, and people like that right now to bring into the team.
We put it on the website as well, but yeah, Unity devs, 3D artists. It will obviously accelerate everything. But even, I mean, it's needed, but we're quite confident. I mean, we're not a bunch of guys kind of looking for, you know, somebody else to do the work. I mean, we're doing it and we push forward and we're going to do it, and we have the capacity to deliver that. You know, we're not going to stay in a chair and go like, we know what should happen and we need 3 artists to model these 3 things because they have no idea about polygons. No, it's right the opposite. It's, you know, the same, the guys or girls, whoever's going to join, basically, it's, we have experience, we know what we're doing, we are fast, and we're open to, you know, any contribution in any shape and form. They will just accelerate even more the process.
Nice.
But with the current resources, we're still confident that, you know, we're fast on it. So we're, you know, about to release the boards, and then as Beamer mentioned, the shop is the next one in line. And when we say next one in line, it doesn't mean in 3 months. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 week to 1 month kind of shipping schedules is what we're looking for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bog down you guys too far in the details of when and all that stuff. I mean, I just think the concept is rad, and what you guys are doing is rad. And you really, to me, as far as I can see, are the first movers in this type of space. So, you know, congrats on that. That's, you know, some forward thinking right there for sure. So,
thank you.
Yeah,
thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It's a fun subject, right? It's a lot of fun in there. Totally.
But yeah, this kind of fills up this show's time, and I want to see if you guys had any final thoughts or stuff like that you wanted to bring up. Any ways they can get a hold of you?
We're really excited, man.
Yeah, we're at Sk8verse on Twitter.
With an 8.
Yeah, Sk8verse. We're working on well, Beamer, I don't know how you want to like talk about this, but we will be launching a public mint soon. I'll like defer to Beamer on
We'll be launching public mint very soon, like in the next coming week. We'll be doing a small pre-sale to let some early people in that helped us along the way, and then we'll be opening it up real quick.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the site is Sk8verse.xyz.
Right
You
on.
can check out and mint stuff there.
Yeah.
And the same, where as mentioned before about it, obviously Discord is to be found there for
Yep.
any questions or any thoughts or
Yeah, come hang out. Like we do
we're
fun
there.
stuff. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff in the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Well, let me put on the outro music, and I appreciate you guys. Come on, hang on just for a little bit after the outro, and yeah, thanks again for joining me on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to see everything that Sk8verse.xyz is doing, and I'm super stoked on the fusion of skateboarding and crypto and NFTs and all that stuff. It's just, in a way, my dream come true. So thanks again.
Yeah. Ours too,
Thanks,
man.
John.
Yeah,
All
thanks for having me.
Thanks for the invite, John.
Yeah.
Real pleasure.
All right. Bye.